This episode is sponsored by Avalara. The status of online sales taxes in the U.S. is a confusing hodgepodge of state and local laws. The rules around what constitutes nexus are changing. It's no longer about having a physical presence. In some states, having inventory in Amazon's FBA warehouses constitute a tax nexus. Avalara helps reduce the confusion and automate the process to ensure your business is in compliance. Learn more at www.avalara.com. And now, on to the show.
Welcome to Total Retail Talks, your podcast channel for retail knowledge.
Hello, and welcome to episode 85 of Total Retail Talks. I'm Joe Keenan, Executive Editor of Total Retail. Today I'm joined by Chris Marantat, President and Chief Financial Officer of NetRush, a retailer and agency that partners with brands to grow and manage their products on the Amazon Marketplace. We're going to be discussing marketplace selling and the opportunities and challenges that come with it. Thanks for joining me today, Chris.
Thanks, Joe. Thanks for having me.
So let's first start by telling our audience a little bit about your company, NetRush.
Yeah, NetRush is based in Vancouver, Washington. We have about 130 employees between here and Northern Kentucky. And as you mentioned at the start, we consider ourselves a digital retail agency. And so it's a combination of one, first and foremost, is being a retailer, but we do a lot of agency-related value add to the brands we work with in terms of content, marketing, packaging, and logistics.
Okay, so then you mentioned, I said in the start we want to talk a lot about marketplaces and selling on Amazon. So let's talk about the opportunities that you foresee for the brands you work with for selling on Amazon, and not only for NetRush, but the brands you work with.
Yeah, so we work with brands which we would consider premium brands, brands that have a lot of passion towards the customers they serve. A lot of the products that they create are really with a customer in mind. For the companies, quite a bit of them have been around for a long time, so there's a lot of history to those brands. And so what we do is we look at ourselves as an extension of those brands, and how we serve those brands is really listening to the consumer through the Amazon channel and making those brands prevalent and stand out relative to the others in a very crowded space. And so a lot of what we do is spending a lot of energy up front understanding the brands we work with, and then making sure that matches the consumers that they are looking to either continue to work with or find new customers to add to those customer bases.
Yeah, so Chris, you mentioned that you work with a lot of different brands and trying to help them stand out in the crowded Amazon marketplace. Maybe do you have an example of a brand that you've worked with and some of the types of services that you provide that can help them achieve that easily findable spot on Amazon? Yeah.
One that comes to mind is a brand called Mega Food. They're a whole food supplement company out of New Hampshire. One of the things that's normally unique about the brands we work with is that it's not us necessarily the magic potion that makes things happen. It's a collaboration of the vision the brands have and what we come to the table with. And Mega Food is a great example of a brand that really knows their customer and knew they wanted to connect with the customer on Amazon. Amazon, in terms of whole food supplements, there's a lot of players out there. And so what we did is we worked in collaboration with Mega Food to really focus on their story and what makes them special and unique, and tell that story through the Amazon platform to engage the customers that they knew they had, but also that some of the customers didn't know about them. And so between content, digital marketing, some very specific packaging initiatives, we've been able to really, in collaboration with them, build a pretty phenomenal relationship and partnership.
Are most of the brands that are coming to work with you that are selling going to sell on these marketplaces, is it the kind of extended reach that they're getting? Is that the primary goal for most of these, that they're looking to reach a larger audience base?
It's twofold. It is to reach a larger audience, but it's also is on the largest marketplace in the world, is making sure that their story is consistent there as it is in another channel. And so really for them is making sure that the power of Amazon is supported by their story being passed through there. So what they're looking for oftentimes is just to make sure there's consistency how they're represented and who they're represented to. They care a whole lot about their message and who they are, and some of the marketplaces that exist, you can be lost in that. We really look at these marketplaces as a reflection of what the brand puts itself out as, and so if you're not focused on that, that's how the consumer will perceive you.
Yeah, and I guess that consistency back to, and you mentioned other channels, I guess their own branded website being priority there, I guess chief among
That's right.
them. Yeah.
That's right.
Okay, so we talked there about some of the opportunities that brands have from selling on marketplaces, but obviously those opportunities also come with challenges. So maybe you can talk a little bit about some of the challenges associated with selling on Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon is a great opportunity. There's a lot of customers, a lot of eyeballs, a lot of traffic passes through Amazon. And so overwhelming, it's an opportunity. A lot of the challenges come down into how you're distributing. So we go through the channel fulfilled by Amazon, referred to FBA. And so FBA is a way for you to house your products inside of an Amazon warehouse when you get an order, they are fulfilling those orders for you. You own the inventory all the way through the process, but they essentially become a powerful logistics part of your company. That creates some challenges in inventory. Sales tax is a major one. We're in 20 different states right now in terms of tax obligations. So as you expand, your footprint expands, therefore your sales tax and some of your legal obligations expand. Mentioned inventory, making sure you have the appropriate inventory at the right place at the right time. Those are really two big ones. As a seller, you can get into a situation where sometimes you have other sellers in the marketplace that are potentially disruptive to what you're trying to accomplish with the brand. So pricing and the customer experience may be affected. So you're constantly trying to just manage those within reason. Those are some of the big ones that are part of it. But just to be able to have the scale that we do, that's important to be able to invest in our processes behind the scenes so that we ensure we support the brands that are joining us and partnering with us. Having
mentioned those challenges, what are some of the solutions or tools that NetRush has put into place to address some of those?
Yeah, so jumping on the sales tax one is a good example. Many years ago, we were collecting in 3 states. That was manageable. We could collect and report in those 3 states. Now, fast forward, we're in 20 different states. That's a whole nother obstacle. For that, we've actually partnered with Avalara out of Seattle, Washington, and they handle all of our sales tax filings. That allows us to really focus on growing the company, allows them to take care of what could be quite a mess on our part. And so it's looking for partners along the way, like Avalara, to solve some of the where we really shouldn't even be playing. That's a big one. From an inventory standpoint, we have built software that actually helps us manage and optimize around inventory, both from the procurement side as well as the moving inventory around. So very heavy software requirements to make happen what does happen. We have teams that are constantly working with the Amazon catalog team to make sure the listings are appropriate and accurate. That takes a lot of resources and time to make sure that what the customer is seeing is what the customer should be getting. So there's a human side of it. So there's a little combination of some internal technology people and really leveraging partnerships where they are the experts and we should lean on them to execute on.
Yep, makes sense. And then my final question, Chris, is do you have any advice for other retailers and brands that maybe going through the process of evaluating if selling on a marketplace such as Amazon is the right move for their business?
Yeah, a couple of things come to mind. Amazon is a very powerful resource. It is where things continue to go in terms of sales and traffic. Amazon reflects your strategy, whether you're a retailer or a brand. So how you present yourself, how you execute is really reflected on the platform, not necessarily because of the platform. So making sure that you actually step back and look at how you want to be perceived is really up to you, and how you want to execute is up to you. Amazon just creates an opportunity to do well, but also if you don't pay attention to those things, it could be problematic. The other piece I would say from either a retailer or a brand is looking at Amazon in terms of sustainability, is doing the right thing up front is very important, is making investments in infrastructure and different ways of doing business that has sustainability and not trying to just cut corners to be able to sell product. Those brands and retailers who are focused on sustainability, and not just talking about environmental, but economical sustainability, will really set themselves up for success over time and potentially have a long life on the platform and leverage the platform if they focus on those components to start with.
Yeah, I'm going to, one more, that kind of long-term sustainability that you said and the economics around it. So your experience, what are some of the metrics then that retailers and brands that are selling on the marketplace should really be keyed in on? Obviously revenue, but is it the lifetime value of the customers acquired from Amazon, sort of that repeat purchase rate? How do you gauge the success that you're having, that selling on a marketplace such as Amazon is producing the desired results?
Yeah, I mean, I think it starts with really the customer first and foremost. Are you doing the things that actually serve the customer? We sit in a unique situation as working with brands to serve the customers that they want. With that mentality, you've got to make sure that the customers that we're serving are in fact being served. Amazon has done a great job of customer service. They're a very customer-centric company. We're an extension of that. So the very first one is focusing on the customer and making sure that their experience all the way through, from actually how they find the product to what they see to how they receive it, is important. And that's a major component of it. The other part of it is making, profitability matters. There's a lot of people who could sell anything on Amazon, but to be able to be profitable while you do it is pretty important. At the end of the day, you're not going to be around very long if you're just focused on revenue. You have to combine those.
Great. Well, I think that's some great insights. I want to take this opportunity to thank Chris Marantat of NetRush for joining me today. Please check out our podcast channel page, mytotalretail.com/podcast, for show notes. Total Retail Talks is available on iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher, but make sure to subscribe on our podcast channel page as well. Lastly, please follow us on Twitter at mytotalretail or on Facebook at facebook.com/mytotalretail. Thanks, and I look forward to you joining us on the next episode of Total Retail Talks.
This episode is sponsored by Avalara. Avalara helps make sales tax compliance simple and automatic for FBA sellers. Learn more at www.avalara.com.